Ladies and gentlemen, Geri Petito.
I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. And in time, this too shall pass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Geri Petito taught the class. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Loves the answer, the greener grass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. One day at a time, free at last.
When you don't know just what to do,
Just what to do, just what to do.
if what you're feeling is really true,
It's really true, is it really true?
just keep your ideas safe and sound.
Safe and sound, safe and sound.
That's exactly how change is found.
Change is found, change is found. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. And in time, this too shall pass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Geri Petito taught the class. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Loves the answer, the greener grass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. One day at a time, free at last.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Geri Petito Show. Everyone and anyone who knows me knows I'm the author of I'm Not an Addict, I'm Just an Ass. I'd rather be a smartass than a dumbass, because almost 33 years ago I was a dumbass. But today, 33 years later, through the grace of God, I can honestly say now I'm a smartass. And yes, the word ass is in the Bible at least 40 times, and it means donkey, and that's what I was. I'm saying all that to say this, the last few years have been tough for everyone, not just here, all over the world, and a lot of people, unfortunately, didn't make it. I want everyone out there to know if you're struggling with health or recovery, addiction, I'm here to help. Okay, I want you to know there is someone listening and you have someone to talk to. I'm a nutritional health coach. I'm also a recovery coach. Please, please reach out. All my services to you are free. If you think my book can help someone, because I sure do, you can go right to Simon & Schuster's bookstore, Archway Publishing, BAM, Barnes & Nobles. You can go to Amazon, and you can go to my website, www.geripetito.com. Now, if you truly, truly, truly cannot afford my book, please, please reach out to me about that as well. I'm here to help you. So, guys, I want to give a shout out to one of my many sponsors. We're going to feature one of them today. All right? John Bishop, a.k.a. Johnny B., singer, songwriter, host of the Entertainment Luncheon South, a nonprofit network created for the creative. His Facebook group page, Entertainment Luncheon South, partner in the Joey D. and Johnny B. Rockin' Oldies Band. Their Facebook group page is Joey D. Johnny B. Rockin' Oldies Band. I want to give a special shout out to John and Linny, his beautiful wife, today, because if it wasn't for this luncheon, I wouldn't have met my guest. What they do is unbelievable. They do not make a penny. It's all nonprofit, okay? They charge us $20 for food and the show once a month. It's amazing. And let me tell you something else about Johnny B. He promotes everybody. He is constantly sharing my stuff, everyone else's. They're unbelievable. So a huge, huge shout out and thank you to John Bishop and Linny for the entertainment luncheon. Now, again, if it wasn't for this luncheon, I wouldn't have met my incredible guest. So everybody, you know I always bring it, right? Well, I'm bringing it again today. All right, I want to give a big hello to Jimmy Givens. Say hi to everyone, Jimmy.
Hi, Geri. How are you? So happy to be here. It's a beautiful day for a beautiful show.
It's a beautiful day. It stopped raining today. It was supposed to still be storming, and it didn't.
I
Yay!
know. Yes.
So, Jim, we
Yes.
got to meet at the luncheon. Say hello to your buddy Johnny and Linny. Go ahead.
Yes. I was invited a year ago to the Entertainment Luncheon South, and I met John and Linny Bishop. They are wonderful people, and John is just talented all over the place. When he starts singing, and the Johnny B and Joey D Rockin' Oldies Band, they rock the house, and the dance floor is always full. It's really, really nice. In fact, I'm going to throw this one out right now.
Go ahead.
This Friday, which is what? Tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow, Johnny B and Joey D Rockin' Oldies Band will be right here in Lakehurst at the Hangar 21, downtown Lakehurst, from 6:30 until 9:30. They fill the house, food's good, and we have a great time. So I want to get that out.
So cool. So you have an incredible life. You had an incredible life. Your stories are unbelievable. Why don't we start with, let's start now and we'll go backwards, okay?
Okay.
So tell us who you are now.
I try to be the better person than I was the day before and years prior. It took me this many years to get to be this person today. And it's incredible. Meeting people, in fact, I am a loner. And once I started going down to the entertainment luncheon South monthly, I just started meeting people, and I met wonderful people like John and Linny, Tootsie, our Tootsie Barron Brown, Scott and Donna Richard, and so many more fine folks. Kind of brought me out of my shell too, because like I say, I am a loner and I am a hermit. So.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And music is my life, and my life is music. I've been a musician all my life. My parents were in show business. That's how I became involved in show business and being a musician. It's all I know, all I ever want to know, all I ever want to do. So that, in a nutshell, is now I freelance as a musician, and I'm having a great time.
So, all right. So you're known as the Doctor of Musicology.
Mm-hmm.
So tell
That
us
is-
about that.
Okay, well, the reason why I'm known as the Doctor of Musicology is because I woke up one morning and said, I'm the Doctor of Musicology. As simple as that. It was easy. The music that I specialize when I DJ parties, car shows, whatever, is the music of our life from the 1940s to 1979. That is my core music. I got a few thumpers for the younger people who want to maybe, have a little modern dancing, but doo-wop, R&B, Motown, all the stuff we grew up with, because it is the music of our lives. And that's how I became the Doctor of Musicology. I have a library. I have two libraries. As far as CDs go, you can walk through my home, and in any room, you'll trip over CDs, because I do have that many. And as far as a paper library, I like books better than I do the computer. So the Billboard series of books are very informative, and they are the industry standard. So if I say something was number one on a certain date, you better believe it was number one.
That's so cool. So I have a question. Did you write a book?
Yes, well, the book is not about like type of music situation we're talking about right now. Better go back a little bit before the music to Lakewood and the Catskills. We moved from Brooklyn in '63 to Lakewood, and there were still 13 hotels in Lakewood, as well as the hotels that were up in the Catskills.
Okay.
Things changed. The Lakewood changed, the Catskills changed, and just think Dirty Dancing.
Okay.
Everything was, the world got smaller, if you will, because of airplanes and whatever, just like it's even smaller now through the internet. So growing up in the Catskills, which was the summer Jewish resort, as opposed to Lakewood being the winter Jewish resort, in Woodridge, New York, in Sullivan County, there was a club called the Kentucky Club. And I just loved being there. That was the single most influential time and place in my life. That's why I wrote the book. It's called Memories of the Kentucky Club. I have a lot of pictures. One picture is worth 1,000 words. And you can just look at some of these pictures that I have from when I was a kid. I didn't take them. Other people took them. They're the black and white photos. But in doing my research for my book, a couple of trips back up to Woodridge, I took a lot of pictures, which are, of course, in color. And you can really see the changes in the town. But it's still the Kentucky Club for me. And if I ever hit that big lottery like those people right here in
Right,
Neptune,
right.
like they hit that kind of money, there would be a Givens and Sweetie Kentucky Club. That I say Givens and Sweetie because that's my parents' stage name.
Talk
And-
about your parents a little bit.
Okay. Mama was from Boston. I'm born in Boston also. Daddy was born in Savannah, Georgia. Daddy was up in Boston. Mama, at 17 years of age, was a ballet and tap teacher.
Okay.
She was that good. She studied with the Mildred Davenport School of Dance. And they met, they formed a team. And the way it worked is Daddy sang, Mama sang. Daddy danced, naturally, Mama danced. Daddy did comedy, Mama did comedy. Daddy played drums, Mama played drums.
For real?
Yeah.
All right,
Now let me
continue.
ask you a question. What instrument do you think I play?
Drums.
Hey, there we go. So,
Good.
uh,
What else did
That's-
Daddy do that Mama did?
say that again.
What else did Daddy do that Mama did?
Well, they did everything. It was friendly competition.
That's great. That's great.
It really was. And they had two drums. One of those pictures, the picture of Mom and Dad with the cocktail drum. At the time, even before that picture, they used to use two cocktail drums and go back and forth, Mom and Dad. Mom had her drum, Daddy had his drum. And it was the novelty of it. And then just got down to where they just got one drum, and it was plenty. So I ended up playing for my parents for about the first 5 years that I was actually able to play professionally, until I landed a job in one of the hotels here in Lakewood, the Capitol Hotel, which also was the last hotel to close.
Okay.
Just like Kutcher's was the last hotel up in the Catskills.
Okay.
And I stayed on that job for 7 years. I played some fantastic acts: Barry Frank, Tina Robin, Tony Drake, Johnny King, who was the understudy for Anthony Newley in Stop the World, I Want to Get Off. So these are the type of entertainers that I had an opportunity to play for. Some of them lived in Lakewood, and we all ran back and forth to the Catskills. And it came a time, I don't remember when it happened, when both Lakewood and the Catskills became year-round. So here we are in Lakewood. In the wintertime, we'd run up to the Catskills, do a show, come back home. I go to school next day, Lakewood High School. Graduated in 1970. Fondest memories. They were the best 6 years of my life.
Okay. So now, how did your parents meet?
Through show business. You get around, Mama would be in a club, Daddy would be there, and they just kind of struck up a relationship.
This is so awesome. Now, how old were you when you started playing?
I was very young, younger than I can remember, but I didn't really start playing, like I say, for my parents till I was about 12.
Okay, that's still young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, because by the time, let me see, 12, by the time I got that job at the Capitol, I was finishing high school, Ocean County College, did 3 years there because I tried to wait for them long enough to make it a 4-year school, but they didn't do it. They outweighted me. So I just, after the hotel closed and Lakewood closed itself, actually, I became a freelance musician and have been doing it ever since.
So now we know you played the drums. Do you play any other instruments?
No.
So I was actually married to a drummer. So we had to soundproof the basement. We finished the basement for him and soundproof it because it was constant.
Yeah, well, nowadays they have mufflers, I call them mufflers, that you put on each drum.
Okay, yeah, it didn't bother me, honestly.
Yeah, well, I got
I
neighbors, so
enjoyed
I have to be aware of them as well and considerate for them.
Yes.
Because it's loud. I don't even like the sound of it. I just like it when I'm playing with the band.
So what I want to do is play We have two beautiful songs we're going to be playing.
Mhm.
So, producer, why don't we play the first one, and then we're going to talk about it, Jim, okay? And then I've got
Okey-doke.
some more questions for you.
All righty.
Here we go.
Oh, I'm not much to look at. Maybe nothing to see. But I've got some rhythm. Wow! It's hiding someplace in me. And I've got a guy, hallelujah, and right on. He's always bragging about me. You know, girls. He's so funny that way off the rhythm. I've got music. I've got my man. I've got the world on a string. I'm sitting on a rainbow. I got that string around my finger. Ooh, what a world, what a life. Wow, grab your coat. Come on, everybody. Grab your hat. Leave your worries on that doorstep. Life is so sweet, baby, on that sunny side. Can't you hear that pitter pat? That happy tune is your tune, life. Gotta be sweet, baby, side of the street that's sunny. I used to walk, oh baby, how I used to walk in the shade. With my blues all parade, but I'm not afraid, 'cause I'm sitting on a rainbow with a string around my finger. If I never have a cent, I'll be rich as old Rockefeller with gold dust at my feet. On that sunny side, yes, I'm sitting on a rainbow. Sunny side, I got the string around my finger. What a world, what a life, 'cause I'm walking on that sunny side of the street. Yes, you're right. Good afternoon.
So, tell everyone the title of that song and what it was about.
All right, that is a medley that my daddy put together. He arranged it, got an arranger to write down his ideas. It's called Barry's Medley, and that was one of Mama's openers. She had that one and another one called Dreams, another medley. And that particular one that you just heard was Mama and I performing at the Capitol Hotel in Lakewood in the mid to late 80s. And the only reason why I can remember that is because when I was, my portion, when I got down and started doing my comedy, I made reference to President Reagan. So that is how I know when it was. And at that time, Mama was in her 70s performing. And the videos, if ever you wanted to see the videos, go to my website, jimmygivens.com, and look on the page that says Givens and Sweetie videos. That's my mom and me. That is the sad part. About 60 years ago, that type of technology was not available when my parents were performing, because then you'd have really seen something. Two dynamic performers that got standing ovations every time they performed. And it's not just me saying it. My good friend Mort Siegel, who I know is listening, Mort is about, I believe he's about 94.
Oh, wow.
Yes, his dad, Jack Siegel, booked my parents up in the Catskills, Lakewood, and every place else. So Mort will always be the first one. He's my biggest fan. He'll say, and he said it at a night at the Cabaret show that we did recently. He drove all the way down from Cedar Grove, New Jersey, to come, he and his wife, to come down and see our show because he wanted to. And he is the one who said it to the entire room. Every time my folks performed, they got standing ovations. So at the Capitol, same thing. Those were bus outings. That was daytime during the week or on weekends. Buses, church groups, synagogues, whatever, from New York, Philadelphia, Atlantic City, they would come to Lakewood. And Murray Post, the son of the owner of the Capitol Hotel, I call him the creator and innovator of the bus outings that had happened in Lakewood. And once the other hotel owners saw how successful he was, they jumped on the bandwagon and they started running bus outings as well. But Murray did it first and was very successful, as were my parents. And as I said, once gambling came into Atlantic City,
Okay.
that really, that really kind of killed it. And I think that was in like 78, because almost 10 years later, like I say, that video of Mom and I performing, Lakewood was just hanging on, one closed, another one, and eventually the Capitol. Oh yeah, Max Kagan on piano, last musician in Lakewood to perform in a hotel.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, it was an interesting world, life, town, Lakewood, as well as the Catskills. The Catskills, just a bigger Lakewood, that's all.
Yeah.
Sullivan County.
So, all right. So I have a question for you. So if you had to describe like the genre of music for your parents, was it jazzy?
Jazz and commercial, some Broadway things. Your entertainers back in the day, when Cats came out, everybody was doing Midnight, da 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 da, Man of La Mancha, The Impossible Dream, and my folks didn't do all of that. Of course, Daddy did sing Hello Dolly, so that right there. Mama sang in French and Yiddish,
Okay.
and Daddy did his blues.
I love blues.
We just had a great time performing, as well as the other acts. In fact, it was interesting. You would talk about genres, and I mentioned briefly the names of the performers that I played for. Tina Robin, Tina Klinger, 4'10", Bundle of Dynamite. That's 4'10" right there, and Bundle of Dynamite. And I always thought of her as a Jewish performer because of the songs she sang. All right. I was on YouTube a few years ago, and I don't know. I just said, well, let me see if Tina's got anything on here. And son of a gun, don't you know she's got 2 doo-wop songs?
Get
And
out.
Yes, and was in the 50s, she was dubbed the Queen of Doo-wop.
What's her name?
Tina, Tina, Robin, like the bird, Robin.
I have to look her up. I love
Please.
doo-wop.
Oh, yeah. Well, you would enjoy. And one of the songs, Please, Mr. DJ.
Oh, yes.
That's me.
That's you?
No,
No, that's her.
that's her singing it.
Yes.
Yeah, but I'm the DJ.
So, okay, I have to check her. Okay, that's amazing. All right. Very
Yeah.
cool.
I play her every now and then on my Sunday night blues cruise. So
So
she
amazing.
that surprised me when I found. I was happy to find her, and then those 2 songs, I said, "Wow, live and learn. You never
Wow.
stop learning."
So, okay, so now I want to ask you a couple cool, silly questions. All right.
Okay.
So I always say I was born too late. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 63. I don't have a problem saying that. I was born too late because I'm an oldies, doo-wop, and Elvis girl. Okay. And most of the songs I've been finding out over the past 10 years were all hits in 61 when I was born. Okay. 60, 61, 62. And I'm like, oh my gosh, how are they so old? Yet I grew up loving them, and some of them were when I was not even born or just born. You know what I mean? The music was off the charts. So I want to ask you, you might not even really be able to answer it, but you'll give me an idea. So,
Mm-hmm.
what music or more than one type of music did you love growing up with?
I was asked that question decades ago. My favorite type of music, blues.
Okay.
12-bar blues, down home blues
Okay.
kind of thing. But I love all music.
Okay.
The traditional music I'm talking about, our rock and roll, our doo-wop, big band. I love big band. Love
Okay.
playing it. And I got to go back to what you were just saying about when you were born and you were hearing these songs. I'm going to give you a specific example.
Okay.
Jan and Dean have a song called Linda. Linda, 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 Linda. When I go to sleep, I never count sheep. Count all the stars about Linda. That song was, let me see, it came out in 61, 62. That song was about 13 years old. They remade it. Jan and Dean remade it. That was a big band song. So a lot of remakes.
Yes.
The Righteous Brothers in 1965 recorded Unchained Melody. And when it was featured in the movie Ghost, all of the young people that went to see Ghost thought that, oh man, that's a great song.
Yeah.
Oh, a new song.
Yep.
That song was from a movie called Unchained in 1955, and there were five versions, all told.
Okay.
Yeah. Roy Hamilton, I think it was Roy Hamilton.
I just
recorded it.
interviewed Roy Hamilton Jr., baby. All right, go ahead.
Did you really?
I really did.
Cool.
Yes, amazing. So go ahead.
Okay, Roy Hamilton,
Yay, we love you.
a couple of instrumental versions. Al Hibbler, another one who recorded it. I get requests for that from a certain couple
Okay.
at parties. So music evolves.
Yes.
It's just changed. And like Paul McCartney's Yesterday, the most recorded song
Beautiful.
in history. Yeah. So music is music. It's just the way it's presented, how it's packaged.
Okay. So now, do you have any favorite songs you grew up with that, like, they're yours?
Yes. Two to start.
Okay.
In 1965,
Okay.
the Mamas and the Papas,
Okay.
California Dreamin'.
Okay.
To me, it's a song basically of desperation.
Okay.
There's a certain feeling in that song that I can relate to. That's 1965. 1970, on the Abbey Road album, the song Something.
Oh, come on. Amazing, right? Incredible. Okay.
Yes. And it's not a Lennon-McCartney song. George Harrison wrote the song. And I immediately identified with that song. Here, I can remember the date, 1988, lady friend of mine and I went down to either the Sands or the Claridge and saw Dick Clark's Rock and Roll Oldies show.
Okay.
And the Mamas and the Papas were one of the acts. And after everybody took their bow at the end, they exited stage right, and I saw where they were going. They went right across the hall into an after-party room. So I said to my little lady friend, I said, hey, baby, we're going to a party. What? I said, don't say a word. Just hang on. Take my arm. And we were dressed to the nines. I walked right past those two gorilla security guards. I looked up at them. I said, keep up the good work, fellas. Thank you. And walked right past them. Went in, and who was the first person that I saw at the buffet table? Dick Clark. He came up to like my shoulder, my nose, or something like that. He was just the sweetest
Wait,
man.
he was that little?
Yeah.
I never
very
knew
short,
that.
Very short.
They never
was-
really showed him next to tall people then.
No, plus he was up on the pedestal
Yeah.
for the American
I
Bandstand.
didn't know that. Okay.
I went up and shook hands with him, and I said to him, may I shake hands with the legend? He stuck his hand out and was just as gracious as he could be. So had a chance to meet him.
I want to share this real quick before I forget with you, and then you'll continue. I usually don't interrupt, but I'm the same as you. I'm a female version. Wherever I've gone, I've gotten backstage. I don't care how I had to do it. I even got them to get Chubby Checker out of his room. I say, tell him Geri Petito's here. I need to see him now. I met him in the 80s. Let's go. They went in and got him out. So I'm like you. Go ahead, Jim.
All right, so we walked around, saw some more of the acts, and then who did I end up approaching? Papa John Phillips.
Oh, come on.
Yes, indeedy, baby. I walked up to him and I looked up at him because he was tall.
So you were looking up to him. Go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. And I told him, I says, Papa John, I got to tell you this. Your song, California Dreaming, is my most favorite song of all time. And then I went further and told him, I said, then in 1970, something by the Beatles. So yours and the Beatles are my two most favorite songs. And you should have seen the look of admiration he had. It was like I elevated him
Yes. You know,
to the Beatles.
I want to share something with you about what you just said. We're in awe, the fans, and we're like, oh my gosh, what you have done for me. But that also makes them feel great. Like Mel Carter gave me a great, great compliment about our interview, and I was like, are you kidding me? No, stop. You honored me. I mean, just things like that, because especially now, Jimmy, as they're all getting older, some have passed, right? They want to know we still care and love them.
Absolutely.
And until the day I die, I'm never going to stop, because without them, we wouldn't have had the music even today.
And to add to what you just said, as musicians and entertainers, when we're performing, the last thing we're thinking about is the money.
Yep.
We don't think about the money when we're performing. We know we're going to get paid. Like Sonny Rollins said to the guy, he says, you didn't pay me to play, you paid me to show up. Because I'm going to perform, I'm going to do my job. So yes, the people show their appreciation through applause and, as I said about my parents, standing ovations.
Amazing.
Yes.
Amazing. All right, so now I'm going to ask you what you thought of a few artists from back in the day.
Okay.
All right, of course, Elvis is my boy.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me what you thought of Elvis.
King.
King of rock and roll, right?
Yeah. You want me to tell you my thought?
I
really
want
thought?
you to tell me, baby.
Okay, I will. Yes, he abused drugs.
Yep.
To a certain degree. He was a womanizer.
Yep.
He loved his mother.
Yes.
And he was a very spiritual person, not a
Yes.
religious person. I'm a spiritual person, not a religious
Me
person.
too. Go ahead.
Yeah. But to listen to the voice that God gave him and to listen to us, generally, musicians, singers, whatever, these are God's gifts to us.
Yep.
And we shouldn't abuse it.
Nope.
And we must appreciate our own talent.
Well,
So-
there's a gentleman out there, you may have heard of him or not. I've known about him for years and years, and finally got the call from his manager a few years ago, and I'm interviewing him again in a few weeks. Elvis Aaron Presley Jr. I got court documents stating who he is. I got a document from Graceland stating who he is. He is Elvis Presley's son.
Beautiful.
And amazing. Got to check him out. He looks just like his father. He's my age. He looks just like his father would look at 63. He sings not like any ETA. He sings like he's Elvis's son, because I've interviewed hundreds of ETAs. But you know what, Jim? All right, so Elvis. All right, so now let me ask you this. You've mentioned, tell me, a few other artists that you've grown up appreciating.
I love Joe Cocker.
Oh, me too, though. Oh, my gosh. Yes. There you go, Joe.
You should see my collection of his albums or, CDs. I've got his very first one. I first learned about him from a girl in high school, Karen Alfano. She brought his first album into school. I looked at it, I said, who's this guy? That. I went out, got the album, I said, my God, listen to him.
Incredible.
Yes. performer. I was very sad when he passed away, so much so that I went to Amazon and I ordered the video of Mad Dogs and Englishmen. It's the concert that he and Leon Russell put
Okay.
together. It was a movie first in 1970.
Wow.
Yeah, I saw it in the movie theater right here in Lakewood, and I have everything. Whether it's just him alone or with James Brown, he's performed live recordings with James Brown. I've got his later stuff. The man is blues.
Oh,
The man is
forget it.
blues.
Forget
And
it.
the voice.
Amazing. So before we play the next track, tell me one more artist.
Artist. Can we play the song and then I'll think of somebody
Yes,
else?
you know what, we can. So guys, we're going to play our next track, and then, of course, Jim, we're going to talk about it, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, producer, hit us.
Let's do a little bit of Birth of the Blues. They took the breeze from the trees, made it play weird melodies, and they made that the start of the blues. And from a jail came the wail of a downhearted frail, and they made that a part of the blues. From a whippoorwill high on the hill, they took a blue note, pushed it through a horn till it was worn into a blue nose, and then they nursed it, rehearsed it, and gave out the news that the Southland gave birth to the blues. Dear, dear, oh dear old Southland, I hear you calling me to hear a whippoorwill high on a hill. They took a blue note, Louis Armstrong with his horn blew till it was worn into a blue note. Harry James rehearsed it, Red Allen nursed it, Jonah Jones gave out the news that the Southland gave birth to the blues. Now the cats all play it, the folks all say it, the Southland gave birth to the blues. You better believe me, the Southland gave birth to the blues.
All right, Jim, tell us the name of the song. Tell us what it's about.
Thank you, Jerry. That is called Birth of the Blues, and that is another arrangement by my daddy. His ideas that he took to the arranger, and the arranger put it on paper. And that was it.
Okay.
Daddy had all the ideas, but he needed someone to write them down for him. In fact, he had an arrangement, or has, I say has, I keep it in the present tense, an arrangement of I Got Rhythm that I will be performing his arrangement of I Got Rhythm in a big band concert I'll be doing coming up eventually. And
Very cool.
when I showed it to the leader, he looked the whole thing over. He said, "Let's do it." So I'm looking forward to that because I don't get that opportunity that often. Now I want to go back to a song You asked me a question.
Yep.
When I was 2 years old, it's 2 years old. When I was 2 years old, Mom and Dad did some demos up in Boston, because we were still up in Boston at the time. We hadn't moved to Brooklyn yet. And it's a song called Bye Bye Baby. I have it on 78, and fortunately I was able to get it, make a file out of it so I can play it. But
Wait, is this the song? Bye bye
no.
baby, okay, no.
No, let me hear what you do. You
Bye
might have been,
bye baby, baby, goodbye.
no.
Okay.
No, okay, that's Four Seasons.
Gotcha. All right.
Right. This song was from a 1952 movie called Gentlemen Prefer Blondes, Marilyn Monroe, and I think it was Rosalind Russell. And Marilyn Monroe sang this song. And after Mama recorded the demo, every time I would hear it, I would start to cry
Oh.
at that young age. And I know the reason why, because if I heard it now, I would cry. And I cried when I played it at her funeral. And the reason why it makes me cry is because I felt, even at that young age, that my mama was saying goodbye to me.
Oh. That's
And
beautiful.
and I never got over it. And now I'm going to tell you why that song has such significance to me. It's not just that she was saying goodbye. I'm going to reverse it now. It was that she was saying, hello, I love you. I'm going to say this expression to you. Not flesh of my flesh, nor bone of my bone, but still miraculously my own. Never forget for a single minute, you didn't grow under my heart, but in it. That's the adoption creed. All right. I already knew that I had two sets of parents. My parents raised me to know, that I was special.
You
And I
were
still
adopted,
think-
Jimmy? You were adopted? Okay.
Yeah. That's what the adoption creed
Yeah.
is all about. And on the subject of adoption, my viewpoint, the child should always know, regardless of how people may say, no, don't tell them. No. That's the worst thing you can do, because it'll backfire on you.
Okay.
Because when the time comes and that adopted child loses a parent or both parents and comes to find out that they weren't really my parents, it's very devastating. I knew someone back in Boston that adopted a child, and they didn't tell the girl that she was adopted. And then when she was about 13, she found out and she felt betrayed. I also had another friend later in life who, when her mother died and she was going through papers, she found her adoption papers. She never knew. She was a middle-aged woman. She called me on the telephone crying. I said, it's all right. Your mother did what she thought was right, and she didn't love you any less. So that makes you special. Me, very special, because I did know, and I knew and know how to handle it. So adoption is a beautiful thing. It's a choice.
Thanks for sharing all that. Because there have been times in my life where I always said, I don't know if I adopted someone, if they would need to know that. Now I know different. Okay. Thanks for sharing that, Jimmy.
You're very welcome. A different perspective.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
All right. My third artist that I really enjoy.
Come on.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, Van Morrison.
Okay.
All right, you ready for this?
Let's hear it.
I did anyway, always thought Van Morrison was Brown Eyed Girl, Domino, Wild Night, and Moon Dance. That's all I knew about Van Morrison. You know how I really got to know Van Morrison was through Pandora. I'd listen, I like that song. It's by Van Morrison. So I give it a thumbs up, thumbs up. Same with James Taylor and those type of artists, but Van Morrison's got some great stuff. Really. In fact, my two favorite songs by Van Morrison, God, Lord, if I ever need, Whenever God Shines His Light, and Lord, if I ever needed someone, I need you.
I love that.
two dynamite songs.
I love
Yeah,
that.
so there's my third artist.
Thank you for that. So now I'm going to take a couple minutes and I'm going to read a poem out of my book.
Okay.
So the reason why I like to read this poem when I do artists is because I want everybody out there to know that you've all got something to offer. Okay, so if anyone's feeling, like, why are you here? You have nothing to offer. You have no talents. You're not worthy. You're wrong. Okay? Everyone has something to offer. So please listen to the words of this poem. We are born with talents, we are born with drive, with different gifts to help us thrive. I knew early on I was born to draw and paint, to also write poetry and to talk without restraint. Our gifts and talents should all be used, God's gift to us not be abused. We can go far in life for sure, using our gifts to go on tour. All our talents should be used to create ourselves and more, but then our job's to share them, to even up the score. You see, in life, what's needed is not just for ourselves. Once our gifts are mastered, take them off the shelves. A living we can make by spreading them around, not just for the money, but to spread a peaceful sound. So don't take for granted the gifts you're given. Go out and spread the joy. Our gifts are not to be held back for us to self-destroy. Put your efforts forth. Do not hesitate. All your talents, my friend, are never second rate. Never hold them back, or you will surely die. Maybe not in body, but your soul will cry. Our gifts were made to share, our talents made to soar. Go through life enlightened, and then you can roar. Be proud of who you are. Be happy you're alive. Once again, my friend, your gifts will help you thrive. By putting efforts forth, not keeping them at bay, your name, Jimmy Givens, will live forever, baby, forever and a day. So go through life excited for what you sure can give. To yourself and others is our reason to live. Our grave will be quite lonely, but our legacy lives on. So make sure people smile with the breaking dawn. And Jim, that's what you're doing. You're making so many people smile.
Thank you, Jerry, and that was a beautiful poem.
Thank you.
Definitely. And the part that you said about the gift that we just spoke about that earlier. Our gift is our talent, our music, our voice.
Yep.
Whatever it is that we do when we perform. So yeah, music is my life and my life is music.
So how long have your parents been gone?
Daddy died in 1989, Mama died in 2003. So it's
Okay.
it's 21 years for Mama, and I can't do the other one.
Okay, but no, okay, a long time. But they're smiling down at you, kid. They're smiling down at you, okay?
Thank you. Thank you.
Amazing. So we have a few minutes left. I'm going to give the mic to you, not for your closing, but I want you to, if there's anything, I don't want you to say, oh, shoot, I forgot to talk about this. I wanted to tell Jerry this. I wanted to let people know this. So if there's anything else about what we've been talking about in the music industry that you forgot to talk about and you want to share, the mic is yours.
Thank you, Jerry. Well, the one thing most recent, when you said in the beginning, what's Jimmy up to now?
Yep.
What Jimmy is up to now is called the Sunday Night Blues Cruise. It's a weekly show every Sunday at 8 o'clock on Facebook, or you can go to mixcloud.com and type in Sunday Night Blues Cruise. I do a different theme every week. Last week was our Easter special, Mother's Day special, those type of things. And then I just dream up stuff to make up shows to keep it interesting and not boring, because that's the fastest 60 minutes or 1 hour, whichever comes first, in radio, if you will. In fact, I've done radio over the past 30 years. I've been at every radio station on the Jersey Shore in a part-time capacity. Would love to do it again, morning show. If I could find, to be honest with you, if I could find a small to medium market station that wanted an oldies morning man, I'm talking oldies, the doo-wop, because that's a huge market. The demographic is bigger than the bean counters want to admit. See, and I'll say it. What have I got to lose? That's why I started my own show, to keep in shape.
Right.
And I enjoy it. And it's not voice tracked. It's a pre-recorded show. I play the songs. I have to sit through the songs to get to the next element. And that's what radio is. And you
That's
can
cool.
tell when radio is voice tracked or whatever, because they don't give you the time and temp.
That is so cool.
So somebody out there want a morning show that will keep you hopping, believe me. You can contact me through my website, jimmygivens.com, the contact page. Let's talk. So basically, I would say that
Okay.
is the one thing that I appreciate being able to promote on your show, Jerry. And I thank you for having me.
So I'm going to give the mic back to you in a minute. I want to say thank you to everyone for listening. I want to say please, please, please share this show. If you guys are interested, he gave you his website. Please, get in touch with him, okay? He's off the charts. He's incredible. You made my day, kid. I mean, this was a great show, and I loved the music with your parents. I mean, come on, it was absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
Oh, wait, I do have one more question for you, all right?
Okay.
And I think I know what you might say, but I'm not sure, based on your love for all music and everything that you've been around and what you know and your experiences. What do you think about today's music, like hip-hop, rap, and all that?
I just gave you my answer.
Okay. So I'm going to share something with you. I get
Go
it.
ahead.
I get it. And I'm glad you were nice to just do that. So a few years, well, not a few years ago, in 2016, someone reached out to me on Facebook. Randy Shank. He owns a piece of my heart. And today I want to give him a shout out. He goes by 6SIX Director. He lives down south. He does music. He does photography. He's amazing. And every once in a while when he comes back in town, he comes and visits. He's got a family now. He surprises me. He reached out to me, Jimmy, and he said on Facebook, he said, Miss Jerry, do you think you could interview me? I'm an up-and-coming hip-hop rap artist, and I want to get noticed. I live in Trenton, New Jersey, in our town here. I said, young man, can you keep it clean? He said, absolutely. He brought a few guys. They came live in studio. Not only did they keep it clean, okay, he'll message me every once in a while and say, Miss Jerry, I'm still trying to keep it clean for you. And I asked him this, Jimmy. I said, why is there so much profanity? Why is there so much anger, so much violence? And this is what he said to me. And I will never forget him for this. I don't listen to it, but at least I kind of get it. He said, Miss Jerry, everyone has a story to tell, and it needs to be told. And unfortunately for some of us, this is the only story we know.
Mm-hmm.
And when he said that, I said, you now own a piece of my heart. And he's doing really well, and he's trying to keep it clean. But I just had to share that with you. But I knew, and it's so funny, I knew what you'd be thinking. I didn't think you wouldn't say anything and you'd just be thinking. But thank you for that. That's beautiful.
Absolutely. I got to say something because you just said it again
Okay.
in this segment right here. Piece of my heart. All right. Janis Joplin.
No, I love her. Oh my gosh, I love
Okay.
her.
She covered that song from a year earlier, and I'm having a senior moment right now.
That's okay.
Aretha Franklin's baby sister, and I can't remember her first name,
Okay.
as the original artist to cover that, no,
I didn't
record,
know
not
that.
cover, but to record that song.
I didn't know that.
Yes. Just type in Piece of My Heart
Okay.
and look for whoever is Franklin. That's Aretha's baby sister.
Amazing. Thank you for that. So now we're,
To-
go ahead.
totally different version. Very slow and real bluesy. Janis is just hard.
I love Janice.
I do too.
So now we're coming to the close, and I'm going
All
to give
right.
the mic back to you to tell everyone anything you want to tell them, how to reach you, all that again, whatever. And do you have a surprise for me?
Yes, I do.
And I honestly, guys, don't know what it is. Rumor
Yep.
had it he had a surprise for me.
Yep. Well, it ain't a rumor. You're getting it straight from the horse's mouth. Hi-oh, Silver. All right. And I hope that you will be there on Tuesday, September 3rd at the Entertainment Luncheon. A Night at the Cabaret is the show that's going to be presented. That's my quartet.
Look at you. Go ahead.
Yep, we're going to have a great time. Arthur Morton on vocals, Mark Cohn on keyboard and vocals, Dorian Parriott on saxes and vocals, and yours truly on drums. It's a 1-hour trip going back in time to the hotels in Lakewood where you can see the kind of music as we talked about earlier. You're invited to get up and dance, little ethnic stuff, lots of jazz and blues, and a lot of fun. So, Geri, I do hope that you will be able to attend that one.
I'm going to do my best. I will keep you posted. I have shows every other Tuesday. If it's on the off week and I'm okay, I will be there.
Wonderful, wonderful. And as far as contacting me, jimmygivens.com. That's it.
There you go. Thank you. Text me at a date you're going to be at the luncheon.
I shall.
Jimmy, thank you so much for honoring me today. Honest to God, this was amazing. Again, a shout out to Johnny B, Lenny.
Yes.
We love you for connecting us. You guys rock. Okay. And again, everybody, please, please, please share this video. Producer, take us out.
Ladies and gentlemen, Geri Petito.
I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. And in time, this too shall pass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Geri Petito taught the class. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Loves the answer, the greener grass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. One day at a time, free at last.
When you don't know just what to do.
Just what to do, just what to do.
If what you're feeling is really true.
Is it really true? Is it really true?
Just keep your ideas safe and sound.
Safe and sound, safe and sound.
That's exactly how change is found.
Change is found, change is found. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. And in time, this too shall pass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Geri Petito taught the class. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. Loves the answer, the greener grass. I'm not an addict, I'm just an ass. One day at a time, free at last.